Everything I made for my sister and her baby whilst they were staying with us to be healthier and eat fewer ultra-processed foods. Dinner on the first night is always just me trying to use up some of the random stuff she brings over when she's trying to empty out her fridge. This was a lamb steak which I 100% overcooked. I served it with a halloumi and rocket salad and roasted sweet potatoes with lashings of butter. I just love feeding her up when she comes around because she doesn't get much time to cook at home. The next day I made a few staples to have as snacks and breakfast. This was a cheese and chive bread, using up the abundance of chives I've got in the garden right now. It was absolutely delicious, but I also made a plain white loaf for my kids. If you want to make it, it's super easy and the bread recipe is linked in my bio. And for the snack, I made some baby-friendly sausage rolls with loads of hidden veggies. My husband is always the test subject for hidden vegetables and he could not tell that there was half the amount of meat in these. For lunch, we tried to use up even more chives to make some baked salmon and herby chicken thighs. I made a quick salad from the garden and some purple sprouting broccoli, which was, also from the garden. We're gonna have to make this into a game where you have to drink every time I say it's from the garden. We sat and ate it in the garden. For breakfast the next day, we had posh beans on toast, and if you've never added butter to your beans, it is a game changer. You need to try it. I had some fresh duck eggs from my work, and my husband fried them up because that is actually the only thing he can do in the kitchen. The children had white bread, but sorry, look how perfect these slices are. It's always a lot easier to cut the next day. The grown-ups had cheese and chive bread. No need to butter it, just top it with beans, cheese, and a fried egg. That yolk is just perfect. What a shame he can't cook anything else. Always top your breakfast with Worcester sauce, which is basically the British version of soy sauce. My sister took a nap whilst I looked after the kids, and we did a little harvest and cooked some lunch with it. These koftas I batch cooked a few weeks ago, and I simply took them out of the freezer and cooked them straight from frozen. Never throw away the lamb fat because it's delicious. My absolute go-to for using up spring onions and loads of herbs from the garden is to make a tabbouleh salad. But be warned, because you're guaranteed to have a load of green stuff stuck in your teeth for ages after you've eaten it. I air fried some chips and I drizzled over that lamb fat instead of oil, which gives them so much flavour. Dished up with halloumi, coleslaw and the tabbouleh salad. Not sure why my husband's half naked there. For dinner, yep, you guessed it, yet more veggies from the garden. This cabbage came with a free caterpillar which was swiftly deported to the bird feeder. I made it into a stir fry with some prawns and some questionably old hoisin sauce I found at the back of my cupboard. I love to grow pak choi because it grows so fast, and this is a special variety called ruby, which is like red in colour rather than green. This was just a little side dish, and I also did a gyoza side dish topped with some of my homemade crispy chili oil. And you guys are always asking how to use up the beautiful purple chive flower vinegar, and I used it in this dipping sauce instead of Chinese rice vinegar, and it had a slight oniony flavour. It was delicious. Of course, my big sister couldn't go home empty-handed, so I made her a little bag of goodies to take with her. I picked some fresh salad from the garden and I washed it too so she didn't have to do it. Also some spring onions, mint and chives with the flour on. A massive jar of my freshly made crispy chili oil